Hi guys, Alex here at Fightstore Pro Team Valley, and this is the very first of a new vlog series that I'm producing about our experiences here on the Valley at Fightstore Pro, where people just like you are coming in every day to buy their martial arts kit. And today's subject is why buying shin guards is such a bitch. So, if you're doing any form of kickboxing martial art, any form where there are kicks involved, then you probably need shin guards. And buying shin guards is not as straightforward as it may seem. And I'm going to list a whole bunch of reasons why, but today's vlog is actually inspired by a real event. Customer came in and his shin guards were spinning on his shin. This is a really common problem. Now, you can argue ways and means to stop this happening, but the usual reason it happens isn't because of the strap system. There are largely two types of strap system that are used nowadays, both of them using Velcro. Everybody's largely got rid of those steel bits that they used to have for the buckles. There's straps which go like this and fit together. I'll show you an option. So one just like this. Twins still do this. These TIE fighter shins like this do this. And then there's straps like this, which are called hook and loop, where it has a hook here, a loop here. They fit through, if I can get it through, pulls through, and straps onto the back. There are pros and cons of both. And the guy today was essentially putting down the issue that he had down to the strap system. Now that may have been true. I can't say for sure that it wasn't true, but usually the reason why you'll get spin on your shin guard is because it just doesn't fit properly. It's not always down to the strap system, because if the straps were tight and the shin guard fitted the shin well, it probably wouldn't happen. We tried on a bunch of shin guards in the store, including this pair from RevGear, which are great. And he actually preferred this one to the Fairtex ones that he actually ended up taking. But the Fairtex absolutely fit him better. It had a taper that fitted his leg quite well, and he managed to really tighten them up at the top, which worked for him. But this is the whole problem. This guy was quite stocky. I don't want to take a guess at his weight, but I would have had him as a middleweight to light heavyweight. But he was not that tall. He was maybe 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", and he had big calves, big legs. A strong-looking guy, and he needed a shin guard that just pulled up onto his legs, and that was his issue. The ones that he had prior just weren't tightening enough for him, and shin guards are a funny one, because if you're 6'2", 6'3", you would immediately assume that you're going to want an extra large or something very tall, but you might not actually have that longer shins. And this is where it gets deceptive. The other thing is, all the different brands have different sizes for medium, large, XL, etc., etc. They're not uniform. So, and you can look at all the size guides you want, you can read all the reviews you want, and it will not tell you whether a particular shin guard fits your shin. It just won't. You really need to try them on, and in a way you need to move them around and tighten them up and see if it actually molds to your shin. Now in time, especially if you buy expensive leather or tie-made shin guards, they will often mold a little to your sizing, and especially if you buy full leather shin guards, albeit they are getting more and more difficult to get a hold of because they're just so expensive now. So getting a shin guard that really truly fits you is like super important if A, you want to be comfortable, and B, you want to be properly protected. So all I can say on this score is this guy found the shin guard that fit him by coming to a store and trying it on. Now, you may not have that option. You might not have a store anywhere near you. And one of the things that I would implore you to do is go and try some shin guards on at your gym, where hopefully there's a bunch of guys with different types, and go and see whether one of theirs kind of works for you. Don't read this small, medium, large, XL thing. like, obviously, if you're 6'3", you're probably not going to have a small, but the question is going to be more, do you want a larger or an XL, or maybe even a double XL, depending on which brand you take. And even within brands, many brands use different factories from around the world. I know I'm the brand director at Revgear. I know that we use factories in Pakistan, India, and Thailand. So we don't make shin guards in all of those places, actually. We only make shin guards in 2 of those places. But what I'm going to tell you is, some brands are making stuff in China, Pakistan. Some brands are making things in Thailand and China, and so on and so forth. So they might have different ranges and still don't go to an exact sizing regime. So their medium from one factory might not be the exact same length as a medium from a different factory. Plus, the design of the shin guard will have a bearing on how it fits, regardless of the length of it. Now, all of this sounds hugely confusing, but the number one message is, try and find somebody to help you with it if you're not sure. If you've been wearing a shin guard for a long time and it has spin, or you don't feel it's protecting you well enough, you might want to upgrade the padding. And there are different levels of padding on shin guards. This lightweight Raja shin guard, which is a brilliant shin guard, but it doesn't have a huge amount of padding. This is a very mobile, probably more of an expert shin guard. But if you want a lot of protection, you want something like kind of with a double shin like that, or even better, something like this Revgear Thai-made shin guard here, which has got a really well built up pad over the shin area, a very strong instep. But there's loads and loads of different designs and loads of different types, and sometimes one brand will suit you better than another, one design will suit you better than another, and certainly check out the sizing for the brand and your shin size as opposed to your overall height. I hope that was helpful today. We'll see you next time.